Cortical blindness. Guess what it is? Hey guys, I learned about something so cool, so amazing, so remarkable, and Dr. Tim and I had been talking about this, that I wanted to share it with you. So I did that little thing with the sunglasses. Cortical blindness. This is a neurological phenomenon that I want you to understand, because it will have implications in terms of how we respond to pain, and you'll understand that in a moment. So imagine this. Imagine that that you slip in the shower or in the bathtub and you bang the back of your head really hard and you damage your occipital lobe. Well, the occipital lobe, the back part of your brain, is the part that processes vision. So when you see things, what's happening is that the light is going in through your eye, it's registering on your retina, it's sending signals through the optic nerve, and then the optic nerve is making its way all the way back the signals are making their way all the way back into that part of your brain, which then interprets it as vision. It sees, that's how you see, is through the interpretations in your occipital lobe. Well, imagine this. It just blows my mind, Dr. Tim. This is so amazing to me.
I'm with you so far.
I know, right? Okay, so here's what happens. You damage your occipital lobe. Your eyes still work. Your retina still works. Your optic nerve still works. The signals can still get all the way into your brain, but they can't be interpreted by your occipital lobe. However, your brain is so remarkable that not only are the signals making their way to the occipital lobe, but they're making their way to other parts of the brain that have other jobs, that are responding to visual interpretations, even if you don't see them. So if you had what's called cortical blindness. Cortical blindness would be damage to the occipital lobe, causing the occipital part of your brain not to be able to see what the signals are bringing in. However,
it can interpret
they can interpret it. So that means that you don't see it.
Yep.
You would say, I'm blind. You would experience yourself as blind. However, if you had cortical blindness and somebody threw something at your head, you would catch it. You're completely blind. You see nothing. You would catch it. If there was a car coming at you, you would jump out of the way.
If I pitched a baseball at you at 90 miles an hour, you'd get your hand up there and you'd catch it.
I put my hand, hopefully I would catch it. I don't know if I'm good enough, but I would certainly make my best effort. In other words, there's a part of your brain which is called the amygdala, which is designed to interpret aspects of your experience, your environment, and shield out anything that's of danger to you. And so it's going to give the command for your hand to get in the way and block something that's coming at you, even though, as far as you know, you see nothing. How amazing is that? You could be blind and be able to catch a ball. You could be blind and be able to run out of a burning building or to jump out of the way of a moving car. And yet, as far as you're concerned, you don't see a thing. Again, the signals are getting in. They're just not getting to the part of your brain that tells you that you're actually seeing something. This is mind-boggling.
Neurology is unbelievable. The complexity of things and the self-protection. And, this is just a self-protection mechanism that's built into the nervous system.
So what happens to us when we're experiencing pain? Sometimes, it's just that even though we're not necessarily consciously aware of all the components of what's going on, there are parts of our brain that are receiving the signal and reacting to the signal, and then we experience pain. So, learning how to deal with those signals is where, and the interpretation of those signals is where our power lies.
Right. And if I could see, and reinforcing those, and I see it in a negative way too with chronic pain, when we keep reinforcing those nervous pathways of chronic pain by self-talk and by ruminating and not dealing with our past stresses, our present stresses, and our future anxiety stresses, that reinforces the neurological pathways of chronic pain. That's why it gets more and more and more chronic. And that's why Relief Rocket, which I'm happy to scream out here, because what that does is re-etch those pathways. That's called neuroplasticity. It's an incredible science. So that's what this means to me.
So now we've created this product, Relief Rocket, which is designed to take into account, to integrate the elements of your nervous system that most of us are unaware of. Like I was unaware of this cortical blindness phenomenon. There are so many of these incredible, relationships and pathways that create our experience of pain, that intensify or sustain our experience of pain. And if we understand them, we can use other parts of our brain to help to transform them. So we've created this program, and we're going to be launching officially, as far as I know, on Monday. And we might do a launch party. If any of you out there know what a launch party is and how to make it happen, help us. We don't know what we're doing, but we're gonna have a lot of fun and invite you to be part of our world. And it's a super exciting program. So, Dr. Tim, you were also asking about mindfulness, and
yes, I was. We've got a number of questions here at the Ouch Doctors, and there was it just kept coming up that was from certain folks saying, "Hey, I meditate, and that didn't reduce my pain," or "Yeah, I took a mindfulness course, and it didn't really help my chronic pain." Well, these are awesome questions, but the Relief Rocket is so much more. It's 5 different prongs, 5 different mini courses, if you will, in one. And it is like mindfulness and meditation cubed to the nth degree, plus a lot more. Go ahead, Doctor.
The way I would look at it is this way. A lot of people ask me about the relationship between mindfulness and hypnosis, since I do both. And the work that I do for pain incorporates both mindfulness and hypnosis. And there really is a strong bond and relationship between mindfulness and hypnosis. And it's taken me a long time to come up with an explanatory model. What is that relationship? And the way I look at it is that hypnosis and the kinds of work that we've incorporated into the Relief Rocket program, which are self-hypnosis techniques, what are called NLP techniques to reframe the way you look at pain, things like that, are what I call training wheels for mindfulness. So in other words, when you first get on a bike, right, you've got the training wheels on your bike to keep you from falling over. So at first, you need a little help, to guide you into a particular state of consciousness, or to be able to ride that bike straight. That's what we're doing with hypnosis. We're giving you sort of the experience of mindfulness quickly, so that mindfulness does produce the results you want it to produce early enough that you can see, oh yeah, this thing is real. And then you've got to develop the strategies over time to be able to activate it for yourself and to reclaim that for yourself. But mindfulness absolutely will have an impact on your experience of pain, without a doubt. Not always that the pain goes away, sometimes that your relationship with the pain changes and you don't bring more suffering to the experience itself. Right.
Great description, and thank you for that, Dr. Steve. That was an awesome description of the Relief Rocket. So yeah, it's a start. It's designed to give you a quick win. Like Dr. Steve says, not necessarily cure you, though we have had some people dramatically reduce their symptoms,
right,
and some even go away. But it when you get a quick win and you realize that this stuff works, it's going to whet your appetite for more and more and more and more. That's what we want. And I don't think it's too premature, Dr. Steve, to mention that, we have, this is like the college version of mind-body pain relief, but we also have the graduate and the doctorate level. If you want to have a black belt in self-care, we got that too, because we have other products and courses and one-on-ones and that Dr. Steve and I have produced. So.
Absolutely. And yet you can just do step 1 in that journey and get benefit from that step. And it's a wonderful thing to start realizing you do have some power and control over your own experience.
Yes, that is so wonderful, because the world sometimes beats us down and we forget that we have power. Well, we just want to release that power that we all have within us that sometimes just gets forgotten and beat out of us. Well, it's in there, and we got to get it out of you.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Well, I'm so excited about this, and we're only days away now. So if you know anybody in chronic pain that you'd like to invite to become part of this, it's real simple, guys. All you wanted to, can we say the link now? Can I say that?
Go for it. And I think you're also, aren't you going to share? You're going to share?
Oh yeah, let's do that even better. Yeah. Okay. Guys, what we're going to do, I'm going to give you a sneak preview, a little sneak peek at what the course itself looks like. So if you were to go to the reliefrocket.com and invest your $37 in this program, it's sort of the compilation of much of our life's work, then you would end up on a page. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen right now. So here's what's going to happen. First, we're going to get that weird parallax thing that's going to happen. We're going to go deep, falling in. And then I'm going to bring you over here. So can you guys all see that? Can you see that, Dr. Tim?
I sure can.
This is the platform on which the Relief Rocket program lives. And if we go into the Relief Rocket program, it's actually, you know what's interesting about this one, Dr. Tim? I should have looked this over. This has the challenge and the mastermind, but it doesn't have access to the original Relief Rocket program. So I'm going to have to sign us in. Let's try it this way and see if that, no, we won't do that one. I have another one here that'll work. Try that out. Here we go. Look at that. Now we've got all the programs. So like Dr. Tim said, we've got the graduate program and the postgraduate program and all that. So the Relief Rocket program that we're offering to you for $37, as you can see, is a 5-module program. And each of these 5 modules, looking along the right side of the page, are different elements of what it is to be freed of pain. So by the way, that's me and Woody, and that's Dr. Tim and Heidi over there on the left side. But looking down the page on the right, you'll see these different modules. And just give you an idea or an example of what we're talking about. First module is called the Rapid Relief Formula. And if you went into the Rapid Relief Formula, you would be learning a technique, and there's a video about it over here. On that video, it would show you how to use this formula to knock pain out quickly. And then once you learn that technique, you'd move on to the next one. And the next one is one called the No Cry, No Fly list. Dr. Tim, you want to say anything about what that is?
Yeah, I mean, we go into deeply about the foods that can help or hinder your journey towards pain relief.
And we even have handouts like this handout over here that's designed to show you some of the foods that you should be looking at versus the foods you'd be avoiding. Can we see that, Dr. Tim, or is that not showing up?
No, I can see it.
Okay, so that's another piece of that puzzle. And then, we've got a module where we're going to take you through a guided meditation we call it a paincation, a little meditation from your pain, or a vacation from your pain. Then we've got another program in here we call Relief Rocket Roulette, which is a fun.
I love it.
It's so fun. You get to spin the wheel and come up with.
Can you give it a spin?
Oh, okay. There we go. So what do we got here? Visualize light on your pain. That's a really cool technique. So these are all techniques that have been used very effectively. And, so you don't get bored. You get to try different ones each time. And then this last module we call the 20-minute astronaut training is all about training you to be the pilot of your own relief rocket. We use relief rocket as a metaphor for taking off beyond your life of pain. And being the astronaut means you learn how to hypnotize yourself out of pain. And I teach you, not only teach you, but I guide you using a template to create your own hypnotic script, how to record that script, how to use music in the script. We've got very beautiful music that goes along with this. Listen, isn't that relaxing? Okay, wait a minute, I almost fell asleep. I'm gonna turn that off.
Yeah, and you can create your own personal hypnotic session, and you can use it for the rest of your life. How awesome is that?
And all of that stuff, like I said, that's a $37 program, which kind of blows my mind. So if you or somebody has been experiencing chronic pain, that's what they're going to be getting. That's the program. And it's designed to give you quick relief. So in other words, if you've been suffering, you can expect that within a period of days or a couple of weeks at the most, that you'll experience some significant changes. You'll have some wins. You'll have some pain relief, and you may even be able to put some of it behind you permanently. And those things that you're not able to deal with that need a little bit deeper work, we've got some plans for you there as well. So that's the deal.
And you know what, Dr. Steve? You know who this is not for?
Who's that?
This is not for people who are not serious about getting better. And there's every now and then I come across somebody in coaching that isn't ready. They're not all in, and it's just not for them. These are for people who just want to go for it and want to get better, want to get quick, and are willing to just do it. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're sick and tired of the drugs and devices and doctor visits and therapy visits and the money spent and making appointments and there's a better way. You've got your life to live here. So this is for people who are serious about getting better.
Right on, right on. And it's a step into a new world, and that's what we're inviting you into. We're excited by it. As you know, Dr. Tim and I have both been around the block many times in regard to pain relief, what the different elements of healthcare and pain relief are, from physical to mental to spiritual. We have a lot to share, a lot to offer. So anyway, I think we should probably sign off with you right now, and look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. But before we go, we always like to say, train your brain,
lose your pain.
We'll see you guys soon. Take care.